Tom here from PC Gamer at the AMD booth at PAX South. At the end of day one, I'm here with Alex, founder of TinyBuild. How you doing, man?
I'm really tired, you know?
Yeah.
It's like it's day one, but I feel like, you know, but it's going great. I mean,
Yeah.
it's PAX South, it's the second PAX South, right? And I think it's actually better than the previous one.
Cool.
Like, you know, it's grown a little bit and still has this, you know, like the pre-AAA feel to it.
Right. Well, you guys have got a great booth over there, very orange, as you can see a little bit from what you're wearing. But I guess first I want to ask you, like, you guys have a lot of games over there, and it's a big variety. So, like, to you, what makes a TinyBuild game? What do you guys look for when you reach out to publish?
I think the shortest aspect of that is like if I can recognize a game in a GIF or a screenshot or like a very short snippet of gameplay, then that's interesting. Because I do believe that, you know, the new generation of gamers that is growing up, the attention spans are getting shorter. The way that we consume media is becoming completely different. And if something is recognizable and I feel like we can add value to that, then we'll reach out to the developer.
So one of the games that I got to play was Lovely Planet Arcade. That was the sequel to Lovely Planet.
Yeah.
And, you know, kind of a twitch shooter, very fast-paced. You're shooting things, but deceptively childish looking, let's say. Very, very bright-colored.
Yeah.
One of the big changes with Lovely Planet Arcade is that they removed the Y-axis entirely. You can only look left and right. So what was the decision behind that?
So that was an experiment originally. Was the game's developer Vitvat Madan? He thought that what if you create a back to basics FPS, right? How far can you take that concept? You know, like of the original Doom of Return to Wolfenstein. And initially we were all kind of skeptical, like you can't really take that far, but it turned out that you can. And what happens with that game is, unlike the original Lovely Planet, where it's like, you know, like a very disorienting from first-person view, where you jump up, then you shoot 5 things, you make a 520 spin, and then you land, hopefully, on the ground. Here, it's all about like 1, 2, 3, shoot, 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 and that's what makes it really cool. It's a very snap-based shooter, like very Twitch-based shooter. And as you had played it, I saw you initially going like, oh, is this not fast enough? But then it like ramps up, and then all of a sudden you have no space to breathe.
Yeah, the sequel is definitely a little bit slower moving, but not necessarily slower paced, if that makes sense. It's still very hectic, and there's a lot coming at you at once. Another game that I saw that I really enjoyed was The Final Station, which is this sort of survival-esque train game.
Yeah, I mean, it has trains, it has, you know, definitely not zombies.
Yeah.
And then it has like this pace-breaking gameplay, right? So you have the traditional shooter-style game where you have to scavenge for resources, fight off enemies, solve a little bit of puzzles, and then you rescue survivors, right? And then what you do with the survivors and the resources that you have gathered is you have to make a choice. Are you gonna use these resources to, you know, make sure that your survivors live and get to where they need to go, for which you will be rewarded, or do you just say screw it and, you know, like I'm out?
Right.
So that's a decision you have to make.
And then we also saw a game that I talked about previously on the site on PCGamer.com, which was Cluster Truck.
Yeah.
Which before I came here, I didn't even know, you know, you guys were
We
publishing.
announced it literally like 4 hours ago.
Yeah, so there you go. And Cluster Truck is, as you said, it's a game that works in a GIF, right? It's hectic, it's fast-paced, and you understand it the moment you see it. So why, like, what specifically made you guys want to partner with Cluster Truck?
I think specifically with Cluster Truck, all of those games are a lot about the feel, right? So how it feels, and then it's very Twitch streamable. Like you said, it's very easy to understand what's going on. The goal is very clear. What really sold me on it is when I realized how much depth the game can have, right? It seems easy. You just jump on the truck and then jump on another truck. But then you add slow motion in, then you add a sprint button in, and then you add how the game feels, right? We talked a little bit earlier about how well Cannibal felt. That's still my favorite endless runner, and that started that whole trend. And I really want to make sure that we can help the developers, the Swedish team called Landfall Games, to one, make sure that the game is very deep, and you know we can do lots of testing on conventions, and you know we have a community and whatnot. But then the other part is that we want to bring it to a massive audience. We've had some success with Twitch, with YouTube, and we want to ensure that that game gets the attention that it deserves.
Well, cool. Well, thanks very much for talking with us, and good luck with all the games at the booth.
Thank you.
And stay tuned at PCGamer.com for more from PAX South.